There seems to be I'm going to call it an oversimplification, and yet every time I try to reduce it, it literally comes back to open or close. Open or close. I mean, how accurate is that? Is that just a simple oversimplification, or is it really the root of what we're talking about here?
I don't think it's an oversimplification, but I mean, if you think about it, when there's a closure around something, there's an inability to access. So there's an inability for something to penetrate from the outside, and there's an inability for me to push something from the inside. So, when I am closed, as much as I may want to or think I'm moving something, I'm probably not moving it very far, versus being open. All of a sudden I can receive from the outside, and I'm much more able to move from the inside. So really, again, it goes back to that place of, like Suzanne has said before, when there's all this closure in the way, it's very hard to move things. It's very hard to access emotion. It's very hard to access energy. It's also very hard to receive. And sometimes it's very hard to receive love. It's very hard to receive nurturing. It's very hard to receive presence. But as you untie or unravel that and allow yourself to open, there's a softness that comes over your body. There's a softness that comes over, just the way that you process information, and you become much more receptive, and you're also able, within that softening, to navigate it better. So if I receive something and I receive it and I don't necessarily like it, in a sense, I've created more space for me to be able to navigate that and move it, versus, perhaps I receive something, it actually ends up getting in, I don't like it, I don't have a whole lot of bandwidth to work with it. So it kind of works in both ways, where, closed, again, there's very little bandwidth to move energy in or out, versus open, whether the energy is something you prefer or not, there's a lot more bandwidth in which you can work with that energy.